We're on the Olney Factor, www.ONEILLFACTOR.com. Today we are reporting within the city of Olney, within the state of Illinois, down here on East Main Street, starting with around and at the intersection of Morgan Street and East Main Street. Mayor Ray Vaughn and the prior current city council has wasted government taxpayers' money on getting pedestrian signs to put within the roadway to prevent people from parking on or across pedestrian walkways, as you see that white vehicle was doing, and the other vehicle was in the middle of the road. These individuals have a disregard and respect for citizens who walk or in wheelchairs within our public, on our street, our roadways, like that vehicle, possibly behind the line before turning, then turning when they can, and not remaining on the pedestrian line. Someone's ended up getting killed. We had already an individual at the local Olney bank get hit within the pedestrian walkway back almost a month and a half ago. And their brilliant idea is the sign that's out in the middle of the street over there that we see. See this vehicle right here? It's parked illegally within. It should be behind us. What we call pedestrian right way. We're going to walk over in the pedestrian line right now. And the thing is, like I told all PD officers, that these individuals cannot read colors. Red means stop. What does that mean? Stop. Where did you get your driver's license from? George Ryan? For free? Or now? Secretary of State Jesse White, free handout license. You don't know how to drive in Illinois. We have a lot of that to show you. Coming videos. These individuals don't obey traffic laws. Even the police hawk on pedestrian walkways. They violate traffic laws. They have disrespect. They watch and see individuals doing this and refuse to enforce the law. The lazy cops around here. The only time they want to do something is when they want to harass a citizen of our public like me who goes after corruption. That the mayor, the city council, the police, the state's attorney, other government officials refuse to do their jobs. And they think by putting in these, we call signs in the middle of the roadway, is going to get individuals to stop behind pedestrian lines and wait until they can turn or go ahead, and no longer park on or stop on a pedestrian or within a pedestrian line. As we have seen so far today, these individuals cannot obey that law. And that just goes to the fact. If they won't stop for a light that they can see that says red, stop behind the intersection light. If they won't stop at a sign, if they won't stop, it says we called stop, means you stop and not go. If they were go through a red light, drive right through it. When you ain't posted, when you posted not drive down a one-way road and you drive down the opposite way than you're allowed to travel. They do that a lot in this community. Down the road there's a one-way, one-way we called roadways, and they drive the vehicles down one-way roads illegally in opposite direction. They do a number of violation of traffic offenses here in the city of Olney. I know it's going to look real bad for Secretary of State Jesse White, but if things need to be corrected here, Mr. White needs to set his Secretary of State police officers down here to do the local state troopers' jobs and Richland County Sheriff's and Deputy Sheriff's jobs, the OPD, and the Chief of Police's job, because they do not qualify. They cannot handle their employment around here, receiving free checks like they're on SSI around here, the police. All they're doing is driving around in uniforms, going from here to there, responding to certain calls, while we called lagging today and trying to rip off the taxpayers. You can see right here, it says on top, state law. Next down it says yield to, and the person walking, it shows a sign of person walking. And then it says words within the crosswalk. Alright, the crosswalk is right here. You violate the law! You violate the law! Look now, everybody, you violate the law! See? You violate the law! You know, this is what I'm talking about. These people will drive, speed up, and hit people. You'd have seen it right there. They have disrespect with the pedestrians in this state. Evidently, what we're going to do is we're going to yield to the pedestrians quick before traffic comes and you can see the sign. See everybody? All right, we're going to come back over here. So you seen what I was talking about and what it actually said. Person stopping, turning, made a proper, we call turn. All right. Now we're going to cross the road here in the pedestrian line. Hope the individual slows down. They did. All right. Now we're going to go down here. We're going to watch. But the individual will see, so we're going to continue down the road. All right. Down here, we have an intersection where this sign was originally the day before. And it was within a car length, a little bit more. Thank you. Of the traffic intersection, and the vehicles here and there stop on and across the line at the light, violating pedestrian rights to cross in the walkway. And when we're talking about crossing the walkway, we're not talking about any time. Here they got a light that a pedestrian would press, and when it turns white, the pedestrian has the right of way to walk, and it counts down. When it turns red, pedestrians cannot walk across. And you got people who are walking illegal too, in violation of pedestrian lights. You got people riding bikes illegally in wrong directions, down against traffic. You got people violating a number of laws. They even drink and drive. It's like anywhere else. This is where around this area that sign that was up the road was. As you can see the pedestrian light there? You can see that it's red there. Can't cross. But we're going to see the vehicles will stop, and when they stop, and if it's white, getting the pedestrian right away. And if we can find a vehicle today, which we're not going to really spend too much time, but other days we have, see if they stay behind the line. All right, this vehicle that did, like I said, that's another day. If we don't get it, we'll do this intersection, which I got prior film coverage of people violating my pedestrian right away and others on the pedestrian right. And they park right within or on or over I'm going to go down the road further. As you see an OPD officer go by, Officer Holly, in squad car patrol. And I'm going to go down here. Down here's another signs in the same location it was the first day. You'll see, as I was up there, but there is no light. It's a pedestrian line. And these people like to park on and across pedestrian line right there instead of behind it. Even though they're in line for traffic down here, they have no right to park on or within across a pedestrian line. So a person who's walking or in a wheelchair could actually walk within the pedestrian line across the road. As you see, there's a sign right here again. And the other day an individual was turning illegal and violating my pedestrian rights here at this intersection. All right, as we're going to see, depending on how many vehicles we get, and we have another sign down there right by the courthouse. We're going to see how much buildup of vehicles we get here. And if we got a pedestrian, so I don't think there's going to be that many cars this time around. Right here. So we'll try a few times here. If not, we'll do it on another day, which we have done already down here and caught people already. Usually there has to be a lot of cars and they're speeding right over the top, or even when a person's walking across, they won't slow down for you. The vehicle looks like it's behind the line. Now here's a pedestrian intersection light as well. You see the sign out there. And a lot of individuals park on, across, and within pedestrian lines, and it's around this area where the banker, which was in the line, got hit. It's illegal to park in a pedestrian line. Stay behind or within. If you can't be here, you stay behind the line. You're violating the law.